How you feel?
Are we going to stop messing around with the lights now? Or do I have to go out into the garage? I'm sure the camera's not normally this low down. Do I normally stand it on something? One moment. This feels like the intro to a magic trick. That's better. There you go, you can see me now. Right, Q&A time. We didn't do it yesterday because I was too busy having a breakdown. Positive news, all of the videos from yesterday are now sorted out. They're all monetized again. We can all stop panicking. From now, stop panicking. Something that you might, now the panic's out of your system, you might want to develop a little bit of concern. Poor old Kev, still not very well. Bit of a blocked nose. It's now becoming a bit of an earache. I can't hear at all out of this left ear. It's the thing that Anna's had for like the last week, so I really hope I'm not going to have this for a week because it hurts and I can't hear anything and it makes work and this all a little bit weird. Trying to do my Football Manager video last night, I can hear myself talking but I sound different to how I normally sound when I'm talking. It's like I'm already hearing myself play back on video. It's not pleasant and I don't really know what you do about that kind of situation, which is unfortunate. I do have a confession to make as well. I really enjoyed the first one, so I've bought the second one. I am not a manga reader, but this is quite good. And I've already looked at how much the anime is as well. This might be the start of a slippery slope that I'm not sure I'm equipped enough to be a part of, but definitely it's good. I recommend it, even if you've never read manga before, like me. So anyway, Q&A time. We have a big pile of questions that you lot all put in on the video 2 days ago now. So without further ado, let's lump straight into it. I'm going to try and avoid this being a half-hour Q&A this time. Not just because in less than 15 minutes I need to go up there and put a child to sleep. To bed. I'm not putting a child to sleep. That means something different. I'm putting a child to bed. So, first question. Ty Woodker. I know you've told me how to say your name the last 2 times I've had to say it on the channel. I've probably still got it wrong. I apologise, I'm not good at this kind of thing. So Ty says, what cosplay will I wear when the Comic-Con video reaches 500 likes? Firstly, that video is never in a million years going to reach 500 likes. As of right now, it's only just barely over 300. It's already had over 2,000 views, which is double what stuff on this channel normally gets. It's going to need another 1,500, 2,000 views to get anywhere near 500 likes. It's never gonna happen, you lot, don't scare me. Ha! If I had to wear cosplay though, I don't know, would I get away with, I don't know, what cosplay could I wear? I don't think your normal superhero suits come in my size. I'm 6'2" and quite well built. I once wore, you know, those big suits that mascots at football matches wear. The building society I worked at years ago had a mascot called Splat the Cat, and I once went to visit a primary school with the manager of the branch that I was working in, and my only reason for being there was so that I could be Splat the Cat. We got there, put the suit on, and the suit came up to about there on me, and I had to, long story short, she had to wear the suit, I had to pretend to be the bank manager, even though I was only 19 years old. Everybody looked an idiot that day, and it's all because fancy dress stuff isn't built for people of such lavish proportions as my good self. So I don't know what I would go as. The superhero stuff is kind of out of the question. I've looked at, I quite like the idea of like Two-Face. I think that would be quite cool. I could get a Two-Face suit if I can find one big enough. Maybe shave off half my beard and keep the other half on if Anna will let me get away with that. Or, I don't know, give me your suggestions. Not that it's ever going to happen. You lot don't scare me. Next question is from another Ty Swanky, who wants to know, where does the name Sproglet come from? I don't know, it's just what people call children, at least around here. Is that not a thing that happens everywhere else? Around here, kids are Sproglets, I think. Or is that just something I don't know, no idea. Jamie the Gooner FM wants to know, what's the favourite and least favourite part about being a teacher? My favourite part is the lessons themselves, the actual teaching people. I really enjoy, hence the fact I do this vlog and I do stuff on YouTube. I really like standing up in front of a group of people and talking about something that I know a lot about and I'm passionate about and interested in, and helping them to understand it and learn more about it. I like the relationships with the students. I like the fact that we can have a little bit of fun, a little bit of back and forth. And I enjoy the whole interaction and fun side of it. What I really don't like, it's one of the main motivating factors behind me looking to leave teaching, is all of the marking and the admin and the bureaucracy and the whole babysitting thing of it. Not babysitting the children, us as teachers being babysat. You've heard me talk about it on the channel before. My biggest pet peeve with teaching is this thing called directed time, where in addition to the time where we have contact time with the students and we have our non-contact time where we're supposed to do our marking and planning, that's not quite, we don't work hard enough in just those hours. So there's a budget of extra hours each year called directed time, which is supposed to account for things like training and parents' evenings and other bits and bobs that you do throughout the year. But even all that stuff, when you add it all up, it doesn't fill enough of this directed time. So schools, in their infinite wisdom, feel the need to fill that time with unnecessary meetings and unnecessary sitting around being talked at sessions, and just half the time, meetings. I can't stand meetings. I like to go, I'm of the Tim Ferriss school of thought. Tim Ferriss in 4 Hour Work Week talks about how you should avoid attending meetings as much as possible. If you are going to attend a meeting, you insist on an agenda before you get to that meeting, and you also make sure that that agenda makes sure that meeting's no more than about 15-20 minutes long. There is no reason for a meeting to ever last more than 15 or 20 minutes, and no meeting that had more than 3 or 4 people a part of it has ever been worth having. There is no reason, there is no benefit. A meeting with 20 people in the room, what is the point? I have been playing a little game with myself all year in these meetings where I'm waiting to see how long it takes before someone notices I haven't said a word in a meeting all year. I still haven't said a word in a meeting all year, and nobody has noticed. That means I don't need to be in those meetings. Mr. Rybu, if you could have a celebrity play you in a film about your life, who would it be and why? George Clooney, obviously. Craig Hadley wants to know, what is my signature dish to cook at home? I do all the cooking at home. I don't really have a signature dish. You there, child, what's my signature dish? What's the best thing I cook?
A roast.
Roast, apparently. How often do I cook a roast?
Easter.
Easter. Every Easter. Every other Easter, because she's only here every other Easter. Every other Easter. Is that really the best thing I cook? I would have said barbecues.
I don't really like barbecues.
She doesn't really like barbecues. Who on earth are you? Let's pretend you're not here again. Get back into that. Ridiculous. But no, because I cook every day. I don't know, it's the idea of a signature dish, that's for people who don't really cook and they can only cook 1 or 2 things. I can do a bit of everything. I do all the cooking at home, I always have. I like it, I can cook a bit of anything. Most of it originally started out in either a Jamie Oliver or a Hairy Biker's cookbook, but the recipes have been memorised and then amended over the years to become Kev creations. So, I don't know, can do a bit of everything. Multi-talented cooking machine. Aaron Warren wants to know who and what inspires me in my life. Well, I've already mentioned Tim Ferriss, the whole 4 Hour Work Week thing. If you only ever read one book in your adult life, read the 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. It is brilliant. The man just gets it and has somehow managed to put into words everything that has been buzzing around in my head ever since I left school, because it is so frustrating how there's 2 groups of people. There's the group of people who place value in what you achieve, and there's another group of people who place more value in how hard you work to get what you've achieved. As far as I'm concerned, if I've achieved what I set out to achieve, it doesn't really matter how long it took to do. So if I can earn enough money to support my family by working 2 hours a day, then that's awesome. This group of people over here would think I was a complete monster and would rather I worked 8 or 10 hours a day for the same amount of money, because then I'm putting in the graft. Well, no, I'll work as hard as I need to work to achieve what I want to achieve. And that's the spirit behind the 4 Hour Work Week, and it's awesome. So Tim Ferriss is a massive inspiration. YouTube-wise, Casey Neistat's vlog is obviously brilliant, and I copied everything about his editing style because the man's a genius, and that's why I want a drone, because he has a drone. They're the two big ones at the moment. Richard Biggs, who is the favourite footballer that I've managed in Football Manager? Lazaroff, last year, he was great. I think that's it. If I missed any out, I apologise profusely, but we're already over 10 minutes, or at least we are until I edit it down a little bit. And I think that's plenty long enough for a Q&A. We won't leave it as long before we do the next one. It's been at least 3 weeks, if not a little bit longer, since the last Q&A we did. So thank you to those of you who did ask questions. If you have a question for a future Q&A, I would say put it in the comments to this video, but to be honest, I'm probably not going to check. Your best bet is just to wait until I announce I'm doing the next one, and let me know in the comments there. I do have a long-term plan to do the question of the day thing that so many of you keep suggesting. It is a really, really good idea, but I need to come up with a way to do the admin on it before I can start doing it. It's not as simple as just having a spreadsheet, because that creates a lot of work for me if I'm having to take the comments out of YouTube or out of Twitter or out of wherever else, manually put them into a spreadsheet and then manually pick a question out of there. I'm going to create a Google Doc or a Google form or something, that somewhere where I can send you to, where you can just type the question in yourself, it automatically hits a spreadsheet, and then I can have a macro or something on there where I hit a button and it randomly gives me a question and then deletes that question from the spreadsheet afterwards. It's fairly easy to set up, it just takes time to set up, and time is the one thing that I'm really, really struggling for at the moment. If anyone out there is a Google Forms or a Google Docs whiz and wants to set that up for me and just send me the details to the spreadsheet on the back end so I can pull questions out every now and again, I'll happily send people towards your version of it, and we can do it that way. Otherwise, you have to bear with me a little bit. It'll probably be the Easter holidays before I even start thinking about it. But that is all I've got time for, because I need to try and squeeze in as much Football Manager as I can between now and when we go away at the weekend. We're in Lincoln Friday and Saturday night. Realistically, there's probably not going to be a Football Manager video on Saturday or Sunday. Don't tell the Football Manager a lot yet. I'm going to break it to them gently. Probably tomorrow. Thanks for watching.